This is 42nd Street. This is the World Trade Center Grand Ocean. The next stop is Fifth Avenue and 3rd Street. D and Q.
I've been playing the subway for around a year now.
I've been doing this for 5 years.
6 or 7 years now, I think.
18 years.
I think the New York City subway is really interesting because the people in New York are really interesting, and I find you can get a really amazing cross-section of all the people who live in New York. I find everyone who lives here catches the subway. You can see every type of person who lives in New York.
There's a whole world underground. It's a whole complicated, messy, beautiful, fierce.
It's the dirtiest place in the city. It's like the dumpster where all the shit ends up and flows into the the very bottom. You see all the good and all the bad. It's also where everyone goes every single day to get moved from point A to point B. And it's that intersection between people of just these balls of stress walking by you.
It symbolizes New York City. The subway is like the arteries, the veins of New York City. It's where the blood goes. It has a very special energy in it. You feel it in the air. It's like a feeling of excitement. What might lie around the corner. You might discover a drummer or a violinist or a dancer. You get to experience the city in the most intense way.
There are these huge exhaust fans up in the ceiling, and they reverberate the notes I play, and I kind of enjoy hearing that reverberation in the exhaust pipes. I can hear myself playing most of the time, minus when the trains are coming by.
If you find the right spot, because it's underground, like the acoustics, like the sound is just amplified to where you don't need an amplifier or like a microphone, because in New York City to amplify your music in a public space you need to have a permit. If without that, a microphone, or it's sometimes hard to be heard. But in the subway, because of the way it's made, it amplifies your sound. So that's one of like the perks of playing in the subway. In the subway, I think that it's a lot more intimate, because since everyone's close together, people are almost sort of like forced to like hear your music, and it like carries throughout the station. And that's actually one thing I like about it, is that I think playing in the subway, you can reach a lot more people.
Inside the actual subway, the train, it's really intimate because there's no space. And so when they're performing, they're like right there in your ear, right there in your gaze. You like can't escape them. see someone take over a small space like that to express themselves is very cool.
Union Square. Transfer limited to the Grand
That's alright. That's alright. I know it was Jesus. Jesus, he will fix it up.
I love the proximity to the audience. I love the fact that the audience is right there with me. As I'm playing, people come to me, they talk to me. I see the transformation on their faces. And this is something that you cannot have when you perform on a regular stage. Because when you play on a regular stage, you, the musician, are up there with lights in your eyes. The audience is down in darkness, and it feels like there is an invisible wall between me and the audience. And people come to the concert hall already in the frame of mind to enjoy a performance. They've already paid the tickets. Whether you're good, they will politely clap their hands. It's a certain atmosphere. In the subway, people are not there for the music. People are in a hurry, they're going places to work or wherever, and they're going through a space there. They just use it as a transitory space. So my job as the subway musician is to take these people who are strangers and through my presence there, through my music, bring them together, lure them together into a mutual experience with other people, with me in the space, spontaneously through the music. In the subway, the music comes to you, and so a lot of people open up to music in the subway that they wouldn't necessarily open up to in a theater.
As long as you're not blocking traffic, you're within your right to perform at any subway station, in any mezzanine, in any subway terminal.
Sometimes the police are not aware of that and they might give a hard time.
What I like to play are popular places, and there are other musicians there. So if I play during the off hours, I can still make out.
Free to go wherever you want to, but a lot of times you set your mind on a particular place in the subway and somebody is already playing there. So you go to another place and you get there and somebody is already playing there. Sometimes you could spend a whole hour.
I feel a little bit more pressured because the people there, first of all, they're used to hearing great subway musicians, and second, they're there the entire time I'm playing. They're not just walking by.
It is both easier and harder to be a musician in New York City as opposed to anywhere else in the world. It is easier because there are so many opportunities here. Even though there are so many other artists who might be competing with you.
Well, originally I was looking for a job. I wasn't finding a job.
Yeah, and it helps pay the bills.
In this city, more often than not, you make as much, if not more money in the subway than you do when they're playing in a little bar.
Can't be specific with the amount of money we pay due to tax purposes, so I guess that's going to remain a secret between me and her.
来了纽约将近30年了，我去年才在地铁里面混日子，就是靠拉奥夫赚点小钱来养家活口。现在我们年纪大了，不懂英文，工作不好找，所以只能够靠这个来赚钱了。
Between $12 and $1,300 a week. I have my own apartment and I have my cell phone and you know, being very proactive. That's how I do it. Struggling and not struggling. But I mean, it's kind of a way of struggling, but I wouldn't call it a struggle. I mean, you gotta work. You gotta do something. You gotta be active. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to really believe in the people. They give me all this money. I didn't know I was that good. I wouldn't call this money right here. I will call it like, you know, it's a blessing. I call these a bucket of blessings or a bucket of faith or a bucket of hope.
When I started out, it was just like, okay, like as a college student, you don't have a lot of money usually, and it would just be like, since I can already play and sing, maybe like I'll go to the subway and just like start making some money from it. But then like as I started doing it and like I saw people were like actually enjoying it, like I was making money too, but like just to see that it wasn't like that I was like bothering people, then like I really sort of got like the drive to like do it like consistently. It's not just about the money.
When you play outside of the subway, you don't necessarily get people clapping for you.
I've been playing music since I was, say, about 12 years old, and I've been having lots of fun doing it.
I was born in Haiti.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
我是从中国大陆过来的。
There aren't very many street performers where I'm from in Albuquerque. Here, I get to see them all the time. Some of them are a little standoffish. For the most part, they're nice. And I enjoy talking with them and getting to know them. I take a video of every single street performer I run into because I want to be able to remember them and maybe I'll learn something from their performance.
In the subway, there is a very close-knit community. First of all, of the musicians. All the musicians who play in the subway know one another. We see one another every day. We talk to one another, stay in touch over Facebook or email, and sometimes we even get together outside of the subway just for the fun of it. Beyond the community of the musicians in the subway, there is a larger sense of community with the people who work in the subway, like the sanitation workers, the subway train conductors, the token booth people, as well as police officers, and also a larger circle of people who don't work in the subway, but they seem to always be in the subway, such as homeless people and even pickpockets, usually in the same stations over and over. we see one another every day, and so we get to know one another and we become friends. It gives me a feeling of safety. Should something, God forbid, go wrong, I know that I have a lot of friends who are there, and these people might be invisible to the people who just use the subway to commute. While I'm playing, I'm looking around and I see the other people who are always there, and they will be there for me. They will come and help me. They will be with me, and it's a really nice feeling.
In my heart, in my brain, my heart, in my mind, I feel love.
I remember one day, it was so cold that day, I got like really depressed. I just like went down to the platform, and there's like one guy, he's just like playing like drum machines like by himself. It's like only me and him, so it's kind of like awkward because I don't want to listen to that kind of music at that moment. I just want to like cry for a little bit, and then all of a sudden there's like a bunch of kids just listening to his music and get so excited, get so happy, and everyone started to dance at the same time. All of a sudden just forgot about everything. I'm just like, oh my god, people are so happy, like why I'm just here like crying about myself.
I remember one time coming home late, and it was late and I was tired and didn't want to be on the subway at all. But when the doors opened and hearing this awesome, beautiful musicians playing, everybody was standing still just listening to them play. And I actually put a lot of my money inside the can. I had never done that before, but I almost emptied my purse. And it's something that I will never forget, and it makes this city worthwhile, because even on your worst day, you never know what you're gonna get.
It's really nice when someone actually that they appreciate what you're doing. When I was flying in the 7 at the Grand Central Terminal, someone actually decided to get off the train so that she could listen to me some more. That doesn't happen very often, I don't think, here in New York, where people are willing to stop what they're doing.
Even like if they don't give like any money, they'll be like, oh, like you have a great voice, or like it's like I love this song or something. Like it's stuff like that that really just like keeps you playing.
When people who are in a hurry, who are just walking by me, sometimes people have headphones, but when they walk near me, they take them out. It shows me that they are curious and that they have an open mind and that they like to experience new things, but it is also a sign of respect to the musician.
Good, thank you.
One day when I was playing at Times Square, I had a few people around me as I was playing, and I noticed that on my right-hand side there was a blind man, and I could see that as he was listening to me, his face lit up. He really enjoyed the sounds that he was hearing. And on my left-hand side, there was a lady who had absolutely nothing to do with a blind man, two strangers. She did something incredible. She came over to me, she purchased one of my CDs. She went over to the blind man, she put the CD in his hand, and she said to him, "This is the music that you are now hearing. This is for you." In a small way, my music helped create and bring about such an amazing expression. I just thought it was really, really moving. a moment of respite to recharge their batteries, and just like a spark of joy that they can take with them as they continue on their way.
I'm trying to save up money that I make in the subway to buy like a nicer guitar that's louder and just a lot better quality guitar.
So I want to just bring myself to as high a level as a musician and a performer as I possibly can. I want to work with digital media like YouTube artists.
Playing music, loving people. Now this is what life is about. Doing your thing, feeling good, singing when you get ready to sing.
Sometimes I wonder, is it okay to just live and enjoy your life without ambition, without competition? I enjoy my life as it is. I love playing in the subway. I love doing all the other gigs that I do, and I wish to just continue to have more of the same.
Do whatever I want. And not only do what I want, but I just, really, I can do whatever I want.